sex with your mom, get your mom pregnant, deny you, say
Whoa.
that ain't mine, that ain't my kid.
So,
Yeah, well, she ain't gonna be
like,
after
you know,
about 7 owners go through her. Drop the ball. In fact, let's do some fun facts in here. How many of you guys are fatherless children? How many men keep dropping the ball or not being there for you? Right? Look, there we go, right there.
Him.
So,
Oh, for God's sake. You just hate me because I'm black. Hey, yo, what the
men keep, and guess
I
what?
give a
They
fatherless.
blame. Guess what? Y'all ready? You know what? You know what? This is really. It's a really not nice thing to say, but in truth, they blame your mother because they're like, well, she slept around with a lot of guys, and then I just so happened to get her stupid telling pregnant, right? So you telling me, man, you wanted to do this with her. She wanted to do it with you. You got her pregnant, and you deny your son. Your son gets denied. That's why the prison system's filled with so many young men, because they lack a father. No one taught them about respect, honor. In fact, I had a black guy
I'm
tell
only
me,
8.
these young black guys are like, you know what? Who cares about us? Right? We don't have fathers. The streets raising us. We don't have no one to teach us things like fishing or how to fix parts on an engine or do things in the house and fix stuff, or how to be a man and what is a man.
We interrupt this program to bring you a
And now for something completely different.
And they're like, we don't know none of that. We're just taught by the streets. Right? Well, guess what? Man is still dropping the ball with their free will. The guy would rather go have sex with your mom, get your mom pregnant, deny you, say
Whoa.
that ain't mine, that ain't my kid.
And that's a fact.
You grow up to be 15,
Jacob,
right? You know what's the sad reality is happens
game
to a
time, game
lot of
time.
young men when you become popular or famous or start a
I'm
business
young.
and you become successful, then your daddy wants to come around. But it is sad that all those years absent, dad wasn't there, right? When you're looking at porn, playing with yourself, you're getting filled with demons. They're watching you do that. They're actually laughing at you, filling your mind with evil. That's why you look at so much porn that when you go into school, you'll be sitting there and a pretty girl walking, and all you'll think about is porn to her, because they've
I
already
mean, bro, I know niggas that watch porn and they pull the bad bitch, and it's just like they live the good life,
who
even when
told
they
you
watch
that?
porn. You get me,
That's not true.
bro? Because I know people like, bro,
That's
bro.
not.
Okay,
Listen
I
what I'm
mean, just like,
saying. How? Listen. If he
Someone
could
kept
pull her,
calling me bad
somebody
words.
else can pull her. And so you're just taking down a
of
pretty.
course.
You're just taking down a pretty car who just had like 7 owners. How's that awesome? That's
I
like
mean,
you.
there's always a bad bitch that's like a virgin still.
Yeah. Well, she ain't gonna be
Like,
after
you know,
about 7 owners go through her.
God have mercy upon us.
So listen what I'm saying. Just because they look pretty and a guy gets them with that kind of thinking doesn't mean that's a good kind of woman. Now, here's what I'm saying, and I say this wisely. It doesn't mean God can't help her and she can't be restored, neither, and same with the guy. But you got to realize this guy is just jumping from woman to woman. She's going from guy to guy. What? That's like taking a sandwich and then you bite it, I bite it. Everybody bites off the same sandwich. That gets very disgusting because we don't know where everybody's mouth has been, right? So
some people are like that though. Like they just hit and then they dip.
yeah, well that's
Some
why
people are
there's a
like that.
lot
Like
of that's why a
like,
lot of kids are in rec
like,
room because of that. I know, I preach to them, but no, I'm being dead serious.
some
I'm
people
a
just
kid.
don't want a relationship.
Yeah, well
I'm
guess
only
what?
8.
You
Why are we still here? Just to suffer every night.
before getting a girl pregnant, Okay, that's why this generation isn't that great
plan
because
B.
men don't want to be men. They want to be. Here's what they want. They want to have sex. If they get a girl pregnant, they want to deny her and go live with mommy up until 40 years old. Right? I'm living with
No,
mommy.
God, if you get a girl pregnant, then that's your fault. Like, if you didn't pull out, like, why wouldn't you pull out?
Why
Like,
don't you just get
that's kind
married?
of on the
This
person.
is why they don't like Jesus to that because Jesus says, "Wait till you're married." Why can't you wait till
I
you're
mean,
married? Why can't you have self-control? So I'm gonna tell you this. Let me give you a little fun facts. If you can't do it, don't expect your daughter to do it.
yeah, nobody's gonna be perfect when they're young. They
Yeah, but
usually
let me
people
tell
don't
you what.
become
It's
like
not about
Christians
perfect.
till
It's
like
about pushing the right thing. If they
20.
choose not to listen, be the one who always push them to do the right choice. Make the right choice. You don't just like, okay, well,
No.
dad has sex with like a girl every week. Go ahead, sweetheart. You're 15. Just go ahead and do what dad does. Let guys get you every week.
I don't know about that.
Well, why
I
don't
don't
you
know
know
who does
about that?
that.
Well, hold on one sec. If you're not going to
Because I don't
listen to
know. I know
God,
people that do that, but like
well, here's what
that's
I'm
weird.
saying. You're not going to listen
I
to
don't do
God.
that.
Why should
That's
your
weird.
daughter listen to you? You're not even listening to the creator of creators. Why should she listen to you?
You know, God blesses people in different ways, and
We're not talking about
some
God
people haven't been
blessing.
blessed,
We're talking about
so
if
it's
God,
hard for them to believe. You know.
listen what I'm saying. If God told you to wait till you're married and you're like, no, God, I want to just do what I do. I just have my pull-out game. Then why should your daughter listen to you? You don't even listen to him. Why should she listen to your authority? You can't even listen to God's authority. Who's greater?
And that's why we learn. We learn from mistakes. We're young.
No,
You know, we learn.
listen, you learn from the mistakes so that you can teach them not to make your mistakes. If you
Like,
did crack,
everybody has to go through mistakes. You know, those mistakes, though, of course, you teach them those mistakes. If you go through that, of course, you want to teach your. But if they're gonna go through
did your
mistakes, you
daddy
know,
teach you that's it's good to
everybody.
wait till you're married?
I mean, my brother and his girlfriend, they used to fuck every day, like from 17. She was 19 and he was 17. And they would fuck every day for like a whole 2 years, 3 years. He even told me. And now they have a kid and another kid coming on the way. And now she's like super Christian. She stopped fucking my brother for like a whole year because they wanted to get married. And my brother was like, "Nah, we're finna break up. Like, we're not even like sexual anymore. We can." And then finally they got married, and now like, so it took her some time. It took her like 2 years. That's what I'm trying to say. It took her a long time for her to realize that God wanted you have to be married to start fucking. So, bro, they fucked for 2 years. So all those sins, and now they're gone. So like, I mean, people can do that too. You get me? Like, you can
Listen,
go through mistakes for
that
2 years, and then
listen,
you can repent. So.
that's a very not wise teaching. You're telling them to play with the fire, but take your chances of being caught on fire. That's very dangerous. It's like saying stick your
I
hand in
mean,
a
is
crocodile's mouth because watch, I did it
that's
for
kind of
two
fucked up by
years.
saying a person. That's kind of fucked up by saying a person can do it and you can't do it. You get me? Like, you can go play in this room and have sex for 2 years, but you can't.
Well, here's what
So
I'm
like that,
telling
I
you.
mean, that's kind of
Well,
fucked
then
up, you
then
know?
here's what we're gonna teach. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't do it yourself, so that when your daughter comes around, you can demonstrate. You can say, daughter, I've made mistakes, but I've learned from them and I've grown past them, and I stopped doing that. Right? But it's very hard when you continue to do it. Your daughter's the result of you doing it, plus you got another girl from another woman and then a son from another woman. Right? Call you Machine Gun Wee Wee.
Machine gun!
Huh?
It's a machine gun!
Okay.
Okay, you don't know how to control yourself. Right? Making all these kids, and the question is, are you ready to pay all that child support?
Someone on TV has 9 kids.
Right? Because that's
See,
man,
those are some bad people.
kids
Yeah.
are that's where kids get expensive. It's not that they just live with the parent. It's like it's cheaper to have your wife with you than divorce her. It's more expensive. It's cheaper to have kids live with you than it is to be separated from them. Because child support can be way more expensive than actually taking care of a kid, right? Because all you do is think about your essentials. You buy toilet paper, like this big roll that'll last about 2 or 3 weeks. All your kids will use it. You pay $30. You get them a meal. You buy all these meals, so you average in meals a week. Let's just say about $150 worth of different meals you make, right? And they come home and they eat. If you have 2 kids, it's super simple. I have 4 children with my wife, right? I'm very aware of children, right? And taking care of 2 is so easy. Even 1, that's so easy to me, right? So if let's just say you had 2, pretty common American. You had 2 kids. Each kid a day. If you made spaghetti, the spaghetti could last you up to 2 or 3 days, right? And then you switch it up, and then you make another meal, and then another meal, and all your leftovers you eat on the weekend. And so you have a variety. We have pork steaks. We have, if y'all like shellfish, you have your shellfish. You have spaghetti. So y'all take your pick, and then this is all we're gonna eat on the weekend.
I had pasta yesterday.
And you got yourself a buffet in the refrigerator, right? And guess what? That's way cheaper than paying, like, I don't know, 500 to 600, 1,000, 1,500, however much you got to pay a
There's
month
a
for the.
church
So,
right near my dad.
You do it Jesus'
mom's
way,
house.
it's always cheaper. His way is always cheaper than man's way. His way is always better than man's ways.